Mother. The word is synonymous to the feeling of love, tenderness and warmth. Mothers are the center around which the home and hearth revolve. Can you even think about life without thinking of a mother? In the olden days, mothers were confined to the home to look after children and other members of the family and also to tend to household chores. However, with the passage of time, women who become mothers have to play a balancing act between the home and the workplace. This often becomes a pressure point for many mothers to give justice to both sides. Today, as we celebrate Mother's Day, let's give a shout out to women who play this role so perfectly. We must also remember to include women who don't bear children but who raise them. The world is nothing without you. A happy Mother's Day to all the women wherever they are.
Hello viewers and welcome to another edition of our women's program Karimpe. If there is one relationship in the world which can be termed as a priceless, it is the relationship that a mother shares with her children. Yes, indeed, this figure that we will be talking about today, the mother, well, her love, her devotion, I guess this is what we as ladies, as children, as mothers ourselves need to uphold. And yes, we are in many a times. This is such a special relationship. The mother, her sacrifices, her countless devotion and all that she does to her family, literally in her own terms and without even giving a second thought to it. Well, because of this, the world today recognizes this day, and therefore, on every second Sunday of the month of May every year, it is being celebrated as Mother's Day. This day is to uphold this special woman, this special lady in our life, and to recount the amount of sacrifices, the trouble and the devotion that she undertakes for the sake of her family. Well, this day began a long time ago. Well, it was in the year, in the year 1908 when Anna Jarvis, she was of course a peace activist who celebrated this day for the first time in memory of her mother. And since then, this day has been celebrated. And incidentally, Anna Jarvis was a peace activist and she used to take care of wounded soldiers during the American Civil War. And ever since, this day is being observed, it is being celebrated. It is once again a reminder to each one of us, this special place that this lady holds in our life, the meaning that she gives to our life and the significance of this day and this person. So we are here in the studios of Doordarshan Shillong once again to celebrate this woman called the Mother. And to celebrate this day, we are being joined in the studio by three very special mothers and three very special ladies here to tell us the essence of mother, of being a mother, and what this and how significant is this day and how this concept of mothering or motherhood has changed over a period of time. To tell us all of this, we are being joined right now. To my extreme left is Kong Me Ba Ai Lang Kharkungor. She is of course a homemaker and she's also a social activist. Beside her is Sapna Mordani Sahadev. She is an entrepreneur. And next to me is Demi Banda Bla. She is presently the editor of the managing editor, I should say, of the Meghalaya Times. She's also an entrepreneur as far as I know. Well, these are the beautiful ladies that have gathered here in the studios of Doordarshan Shillong, and we are here to celebrate Mother's Day. A very, very good evening to all three beautiful ladies and a warm welcome to each one of you to this studios of ours. Thank you so much for taking your time out from your home, from your business, and from your work, and being here today in this program. And warm welcome once again.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I would like to, because we are all mothers here, and it's a special day indeed. I mean, as soon as we think of our children, it brings us special joy in our heart. So I come to you, Kong. You are blessed with children. You also are blessed with grandchildren.
That's right.
Yes, though nobody will say actually that you have grandchildren. Okay, so time has stood still for you, it seems. But tell us, how significant is this day, that a day is kept aside for the mothers to celebrate and to understand the significant role that mothers play? How meaningful is this day for you?
Thank you, Mashumi. Actually, the mother is the centrifugal force of a family, and it is befitting that a special day should be given to mothers. The part of a mother is eternal.
Right.
Because a mother's job does not end only with her children. It continues to her grandchildren. And I can say that because I am a grandmother myself. And the love that we had bestowed on our children, I think it's 100 times more on our grandchildren. Because our children, they are the continuity of our lifeline. And when we speak about our grandchildren, you get that overwhelming sense of goodness, that overwhelming sense of being a part of the future.
Absolutely.
And you know, I think being a grandmother has mellowed me a lot, because the attention, the love that we had given our children, it has multiplied, and we are more mellowed, meaning that I think as a mother we tend to be stricter with our children.
All right. All right, wonderful to hear such lovely words and such lovely words of affection. I could see it from your face, you know, as you were telling us, you were actually bringing the children and your grandchildren's faces in front of you. I come to you, Sapna. You are the mother of a growing child, a schoolgoer, still very young. But it must be a very special feeling, isn't it, to be a mother?
Absolutely, absolutely. It is a joy which can't really be expressed, Moshmi, because being a mother makes you feel so complete, so wholesome, and there is no other feeling in comparison which can be compared to this, you know, feeling that you get out of being a mom.
Right.
And the fact that my son, who is almost 12 years old, is like a friend to me, like a confidant, so that's the kind of relationship we have. So this is what keeps both of us going, I guess.
Absolutely, because you are a working mom.
Yes.
It keeps you very busy, but at the end of the day, I think when you come back home and when you see the smile on your child's face, that takes away all the tiredness from you.
Absolutely. And like they say, there's nothing more precious, no necklace, no Nola Kahar as precious as the arms of your child around you.
How wonderful, how
So,
wonderful.
yes.
I'm sure you're speaking the minds of all the mothers who are watching this program right now. Dami, you have a little one who is so cute, because I keep seeing her little pictures. I've seen her literally from the time she was born, and now she's a school goer. How special is this day for you, Dami?
Well, first of all, I am blessed with a 6-year-old daughter. She is what made me mother. So that sense of fulfillment is beyond words, can't be expressed. Well, she, as a mother, you know, before you become a mother, you are someone's daughter or someone's grandchild or someone's, you know, and then here when you have a child, and then you become a mother, where you nurture, you know, you teach them how to grow, how to be better human beings in the society. So whatever we do reflects on what we want them to be in the near future.
Right, right.
So I think as a mother, we have a bigger responsibility in shaping the society, you know, and I feel that sense of responsibility, sometimes we, you
It's
know,
overwhelming.
it's very overwhelming. We lose our patience.
Okay.
You know, there are times when we wake up from the wrong side of the bed and we tend to lose it on our children. But
But then you
there-
have to quickly.
Yes.
Yes.
But you see, you know, the unconditional love that they reflect back, and it's amazing.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Right.
that is what makes this day very special, because you know you can go back home and you know there's somebody waiting for you, you know, anxiously waiting for you to come home and to wrap their arms around you, and like Sapna rightly said,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like a piece of jewelry.
Right,
You know, I couldn't
right.
agree with her
You know,
more.
I mean, they are the ones who wait for you, right? I
Exactly.
mean, I know, I mean, we have a man also waiting.
Yes.
But I think the children wait more for
Yes.
the mother to return. I like throw this question now once again to each one of you. You know, we are mothers, but then we also have been given certain values, and these values have come from our mothers. So this is a transition of values that we pass it on to our children. How important, Kong, is this, the values that are passed on from my mother has picked it up from her mother, then she passes it on to me, and we pass it on to our children. So there is a continuous process of these values and ethics and morality that we are continuously giving it. What do you have to say about that?
You know, a grandmother is like a secondary force in place of the parents.
Right.
And especially in this, in these times when mothers are busy pursuing the career, they're busy looking after their family, they're busy looking after their husbands,
And extended family also.
extended family, and especially in a matrilineal family where we are an extended family, I think a grandmother plays a very important role. And grandparents, as a matter of fact,
Yes, yes.
even the grandfather has a big role to play. And the grandmother, speaking for myself, when the parents are away at work, we are eagerly waiting for our grandchildren to come home. And they know that they are safe and secure because someone that they love is there waiting at home. And the time that we spend with them is so very important because it is through us that we can communicate good social, moral values, and also we act as storytellers and as a confidant. And you know, it is so very important that we give our time to our grandchildren, because when we sit with them, we can impart so much. Through our storytelling, we can tell them about the values of a family. We can tell them about a family tree. We can tell them about their uncles, their aunts.
Yes.
And you know, when my grandchild, when someone comes over to the house, my grandchildren will say, Maymin, they call me Maymin. Maymin, who is that? So that is a question that is very important,
That you need to answer.
that we need to answer
Yeah,
and explain to them about the relationship.
Right.
And as a grandmother, you are there to ease their pains.
And I like the term that you use, that you are their confidant.
Yes.
Often they share secrets that they cannot share it with the parents, with
That's
the
right.
mother, but they can share, and they also know that they are in safe hands, you know, because they will be protected and their mistakes also will be shielded.
Yes.
Now coming to you, Sapna, I'm sure that you know, you are a working mom, you are actually an entrepreneur, a very busy person, and it is no mean task really to look after a business and then to come back home and also nurture your child, impart values. How easy or not so easy or challenging it is for you sometimes, that role that you play?
It is very challenging, very, very challenging. I will not lie.
Yeah.
And There are days that I feel guilty as an entrepreneur because I haven't given enough time to my work. And there are days that I feel guilty as a mom that I have spent too much time at work. So I think the key is to strike a balance and also not be hard on yourself. We will never be completely, we cannot give our, we don't have a photocopy. So we cannot be there, but we should learn how to strike the balance, I think. And let's not be hard on ourselves. At the end of the day, we are also humans.
Individuals, right? We are also individuals.
Yes.
I am so glad that you brought out this word called balance. And I think, Demi, this is what all modern day mothers are doing, whether in out there in the village, who is going in the farm and the field and coming back home and cooking and cleaning and doing all the roles at home, or a modern day woman who's a working mother like the two of you, and you come back home. So this act of balancing, we are doing it all the time. The mothers are doing it all the time. What are your thoughts on this?
Like Sapna was saying, that sometimes we go through that guilt trip when we think we have spent too much time at work or outdoors, not with our children. But at the same time, we also have to understand that we are doing what we are doing is for their good. We're working hard is to provide for the family, and of course there are husbands who are doing the same. But well, that is balancing. Everything needs balancing in life. You need to spend time with your peers, you need to spend time with your children, you need to spend time with your husband. So I think as a mother, we are very good at multitasking. I think they would agree with me.
I think all women,
all women can do
right?
that.
Generally,
Yes. So again, that it also teaches our children to be independent, not to be too clingy, or they can sort out things for themselves. And time and again, I always tell myself, sometimes I do feel guilty that I do not spend time with her. But again, when you're home, they become very clingy. When we're not there, they are all on their own, playing or doing homeworks, and they're fine on their own.
Yeah, so you mean to say that it is also important as role models for the children to also give them the space so that they grow up.
Exactly.
Right, because at the end of the day, they have to face a not a very nice world once they are, out, right?
Yes.
So we need to give them space also, right, Sapna?
Yes, absolutely. You can't be, one day the bird will fly away from the nest, and you have to just prepare them for that day.
Absolutely, that is so well said. I come to you, Kong Meba, once again. How much do you think the role of a mother has changed from the time when perhaps you became a mother to a modern parent of today? I will come back to these two young mothers also, but from you also, do you feel that it has changed? Like you were you could give more time, more at home, but now mothers or parents generally don't have that much time. So do you think the role of and you have to keep up with the development, with the pace, with the technology also at the same time. So do you think the role of the mother also has changed with time?
Most definitely. When our children were small, they had a lot of time. And the main reason is because they grew up playing outside. There were no gadgets to distract them or to take their full attention. They come home, they play, they finish their homework. And I definitely remember when the kids were small, we had only black and white TV, and the programs were limited. So the children, when they come back home from school, they finish their homework, they're given a little time to play, then they wash up, and they get to watch that particular serial before they have their dinner. And dinner time, bedtime is always fixed. But I see with the change of times, even parents have to adapt to this change.
Yes.
Children nowadays, I can witness right from my grandchildren, they're mostly glued to the gadgets. And it is sad to see that this modern technology is affecting not only the urban but even rural. You see a little girl with her child on her back. And she is doing her household chores. And she is giving this 1.5 or less than 2-year-old child the mobile so that the child can leave her in peace to finish her chores. I think this is really detrimental. Mothers, this is a competing world. Be it the child in school or the parents at work. And the demand of the society is such that it's giving very less time, I think, to the parents to devote fully to a child.
Okay, I just come to both of you. Would you agree, therefore, that the mobile technology, sometimes some parent or some mothers are giving way too much, liberty to their children, and therefore there can be other means also of keeping the child engaged, right? Do you think that is a right way of parenting, and to play the role of a mother by giving the mobile so quickly at a very tender age?
Yeah, it's easier to say that, maybe to hush a baby, or maybe to, put the tantrums in place, then, then we have a quick fix, we give them a mobile. But I feel there should be some screen time, limiting their, because that means if they're glued to gadgets, if you were given to give them a mobile, they will be holding on to that for hours and hours on end. And it deprives them from other development, like social development and other things.
Outdoor games
exactly.
Also, right? Yeah.
So, but with time, we also need to understand that we have to grow with time, right? So now, giving them a gadget is not wrong, but limiting that, you have to strike a balance, like you were saying, there's balance in everything, right? So, I feel we have to monitor screen time, and we have to monitor what they're watching. Is we also be very mindful with that, and because what is there in the internet is everything is there, and sometimes and it actually it can be very like Kong was mentioning, very detrimental to their thoughts, because they're still very young and
impressionable.
Exactly. So they really don't know what is right and what is wrong, and it can be misleading. I feel that with proper guidance, and it's also important to know what they're watching, then that ways you can also counter and explain to them what is right and what is wrong.
Right, absolutely. So discipline, I think this is one thing that we need to discipline our child. We can't give way to every of their tantrum and whatever they demand. Often I see a child is rolling on the floor of a departmental store or a candy store, etc. because he or she wants certain things, So how important is discipline also to the child?
It is very important. Like Kong was saying, my mother also pampers my son, because they say interest is more precious than the principal, right? So, but my mom, my parents spoil their grandchild, but I am that strict figure in his life, so they always like, okay, we'll tell mama if you do this. So I think it is very important, again, that word balance plays a very important role here. You have to be a friend to them, you have to have fun with them, but then you also need to be that figure in their lives who they are a little scared of.
Right, because nowadays I think mothers also have to learn so much.
Exactly.
The world has progressed so much that we have to keep pace with the development all the time. Quickly, we are actually almost wrapping up this conversation when we thought we have just begun, and there's so much to talk. Quickly, your thoughts, Dami, as we are wrapping up, what would be your message to all the mothers out there? Take it easy.
Yes, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day, and just know that you are doing a brilliant job, and it's okay not to be perfect. No one is.
Right. And we are all the time, Sapna, maybe learning in the job, because there wasn't any manual really given to us. We learn by fits and starts, and little mistakes can happen with mothers too. So we learn quickly. Concluding comments.
Like I said earlier, let's not be hard on ourselves. We are humans at the end of the day. We are superwomen. No matter what you say, we are. Celebrate yourself and celebrate your motherhood and enjoy it, because before you know it, your child will be out of the nest. Happy
Absolutely.
Mother's Day.
Yeah, and give your child some time also. I think that is important. Some mothers are away, you know, have their own circles, maybe don't spend as much time. Kong, how important it is, quickly as we are wrapping up, for some mothers to also give some quality time to their children. Not just any time, but quality. Dedicate
That's
yourself
right.
at that time. Yeah.
You see, it's not the quantity, but it's the quality.
Right.
And to all the mothers, the grandmothers, and to every woman in the world, let each one of us be a woman who fixes another woman's crown. Because a woman, even though she is a multitasker, she is a disciplinarian, she is an educator, but at the end of the day, support is very important. So to all our mothers out there, happy Mother's Day.
Wonderful. I mean, I'm so pleased, I'm so happy that these three beautiful ladies are here, spoken so well about your life, about, you know, this role that you are playing. I'm sure that each one of you are doing a superlative job at that. Congratulations, and we all celebrate and uphold each other. Dami, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Moshmi, for the
Sapna
opportunity.
and Kongmeba.
Thank you.
I also for coming to the studios and speaking to us so beautifully on this beautiful topic that we have taken up today as we celebrate Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Dear viewers, that was the short discussion that we had as we are celebrating today the Mother's Day. I'm sure each of us, all the mothers who are watching this program today, you are doing a wonderful job, as our panelists here have also said. Give yourself time to, because at the end of the day, you're also somebody's daughter, you're also somebody's wife, somebody's sister. So all those roles are also equally important, and you are also an individual of yourself. So some days it may go a little wrong, doesn't matter. Tomorrow it will be right again. On that note, from all of us here, all the mothers here, we wish you once again a happy Mother's Day, and bye-bye from the studios of Doordarshan. Shalom.